Welcome, fellow adventurers, to the MGM Adventures podcast hosted by
Matt
and Gina.
We are going to talk about what is the Universal Theme Parks exhibit at the Franklin Institute. So make sure to like, follow, and share wherever you're listening or watching us from. So we talked about going to Philadelphia, and we went to Philadelphia, and we were walking, and we saw an ad for Universal. So when we first saw it, it had like a Jaws and a Minion and a couple other characters on it. And we're like, oh, okay, whatever. That looks interesting. Not thinking anything of it. So we continued along our day. And then we saw it closer and it said theme parks. And we're like,
I said, let's
parks?
do it.
Theme parks, that's up our alley. So we went to the Franklin Institute.
Saw and conquered. Done.
Saw and conquered this exhibit.
End of episode.
End of episode. Okay, we'll continue on. So I do know that the Franklin Institute gets some very good exhibits. Before this trip, we never been to Philadelphia, but I'd heard good things about the Franklin Institute and some of its elaborate exhibits. So when we saw it was theme parks, we're like, oh yeah, we got to go. So,
well, just to be clear, I did not see it was theme parks.
Not originally. We did. And I'm like, we're doing this.
And I said, like, let's go do it.
Why? And then you got closer to it and you're like, oh, it says theme park.
Yeah.
I don't think you knew until we were walking up the stairs.
Yeah, I wasn't paying that much attention to me. That's me.
So we went into the Franklin Institute, and the first thing you see is a giant sculpture of Benjamin Franklin in a rotunda. Very cool looking. Then we got our tickets. We'll talk about the tickets later. I would say I was very impressed by this exhibit. It's a mix of a lot of things, and we'll dive into that. So I'll just say that up front. I don't know if you have other thoughts, but I thought it was cool.
It was geeky.
It was very, I think I called it nerdy.
It's very roller.
It's not just roller coaster nerdy. Yeah. It's nerdy.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
It's geeky. I like the word geeky better.
Geeky, nerdy, whatever you want to call it. It was, we could have spent more time in there for sure. We had a time box because we had dinner plans. And we
still had stuff to do after.
Yeah, we still had to get to the Rocky Stairs after. So it was on the way to the Rocky Stairs. We didn't know how long that would take. So yeah, so all that happened. So the first thing that happens is you buy a ticket, number one, obviously. Then you go to the exhibit, and it's a really cool, where the main presentation hall is really cool. It's up a ramp, and it shows the other big exhibits that were there. There was a Star Wars one, a Avengers one, a Harry
Egyptian
Potter one. Yeah, like a King Tut. They all looked really good. Then you go in, and the first room is what?
A movie.
A movie. So it's a pretty decent sized room, I'll say. Has screens all the way around you. I think it only might play on the 3 walls.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. It's a very cool movie. I'll say that. It talks about the history of Universal theme parks and how they, of course, started with the studio tram and then expanded from there. And it has narration from Steven Spielberg, for example, mostly him because he was involved with the creation of the theme parks a lot because his movies did well and he was very involved with that. So it talks about that. It kind of goes through pretty much, it has footage from the beginning to like epic. So it's got all kinds of cool stuff in it. Yeah. And then the door opens and you walk under the Universal Arch. And then you're in your first room.
Yeah. Where there's a Jaws cutout and blueprints of epic.
I think there's other blueprints and colors. It talks about architectural design a lot in this first room, from what I recall.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And you could go through some pages and see how they match colors with areas, and this is where it starts to get nerdy.
Right from the very beginning.
Right from the beginning. There is like she said, a Jaws cutout you can stand in and get your picture in. Yeah, this is a pretty cool room. It's got a couple of areas in the room. Again, it's a pretty decent sized room, just in that room. And then it gets more interesting. The next room is what?
Animatronics.
Yeah. So the next room is all the animatronics. They had the raptor heads that are in like the Velocicoaster queue. They had the main dog from Secret Life of Pets. I don't remember his name. They had the sheep which you can control the sheep
Yeah.
from How to Train Your Dragon. So you can move it up, down, left, right, and move the eyes and stuff. And that was kind of interesting. Um, it also had, it talked about technology in the parks and talked about Mario in particular with the power up bands. And I think it even had the headbands from the Mario Kart ride, I think, in there where you put them on and then stick the thing on. And so it had that in there. And then what was the other cool thing? What did the thing that you did? What was that?
What thing?
The projection? Wasn't it the projection? Yeah, the
Oh,
projection.
the projection on the I was like, "What are you talking
Yeah,
about?" On the building, you could project make your own projection. They had, like,
like a
different holidays you could
nighttime
choose for.
projection
Yeah.
show. So it had a building and you had to line up the blueprints and you had to pick up a show that was pre-made, thankfully.
Yeah, that would've been
That would have taken a while. Uh, so next,
sorry, been up for a while.
so those rooms were pretty nerdy. And then it gets really nerdy or
Yeah.
geeky because then it gets into the roller coaster room. It
Was nerdy.
was nerdy. We'll explain. Number one, there was a pinball roller coaster, and you could put the pinball at different heights to see if it made it through the loop in the
Yep.
course. That was one part. The next part, I told you it got nerdy. Talk about torquing boats, like torquing, like, wrenches and stuff, bolts on roller coasters. What? Like, why? I don't know.
Facts.
Nerdy. It also talked about vertical loops. It talked about different loops. It talked about airtime and all this other things. Then it had a build your own roller coaster,
We did not win.
which honestly we did pretty bad at, and I don't know why. But you basically picked. Do you want it launch? Do you want it lift hill? You want what kind of restraints that you wanted? What kind of you had 4 elements after that you could pick, like an inversion, a hill.
Rabbit Hills.
Yeah, we didn't make it for some reason. I don't know why. We actually the first couple times we're just like throw this here or there,
Yeah.
and then we tried to make it work. And
And you even got to launch it yourself
yes, you did.
for
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, you hit the go button,
Yeah.
the dispatch button.
Yeah, the dispatch button.
It had the miniature trains. It did have a piece of Rip Ride and Rocket. It had the
And if you
wheels.
didn't make it through your course, you valleyed.
Yes, it said it Valley. Like, who knows this? Like, this is nerdy. So we spent probably a lot of time in this room, I would say. A lot of stuff in there. Like I said, it had the wheels. You could interact with the wheels of Rip Ride and Rocket, and it had them on their side. So yeah, that was neat to see that. It did have the Secret Life of Pets vehicle, but not the
Mhm.
restraints in the vehicle. So it had the vehicle box,
Pizza box
the p- well, the cardboard box. Yeah. So that was in there.
and Hagrid's bike.
Yes, it didn't have Hagrid's vehicle. It didn't. The only real life vehicle it had was kind of the Secret Life of Pets box. So there you go. If you've been to Universal Hollywood, you know what we're talking about.
Then we went into Hollywood Horror Nights.
Yeah. So this,
And you could change like the lighting or the
yeah,
sound in a room to make it more
there was like a
creepy.
face masky thing.
Yeah, you
too.
could
I
create
don't
your
know.
own
It was pretty
face
busy. We didn't
mask.
do that one. It had actual costumes that were used, like in cases.
There
Talked
was a
about
lot of interactive stuff.
Yeah, I think every room had something interactive. I'll say pretty much. The So that was kind of the next room, and then the room after that was animatronics, and they had full life scale animatronics of Kung Fu Panda characters. They said they were from a parade. I don't know which parade, but they were from a parade. It said, and then also there was a toothless model, a drone of a dragon, which we've been rumored are supposed to go to Epic, but we hadn't seen them there. So that was cool. And talked about parades and entertainment. Um, what was the next part?
Did they have food? They talked about some food and
Yeah,
stuff
it was a
too.
very small section on food, but it did have popcorn buckets and zipper cups.
Yeah,
So there you go. But did talk about food also. And then,
of
what
course. You exited a gift shop.
shocking, right? You exit through a gift shop at a theme park attraction. Shocking. It had some decent merch. Most of it was specific to the properties. They only had 1 or 2 items that said the exhibit name. I think we ended up getting a magnet.
Yeah, because it was like a shirt and a magnet, and that was it.
I was like, yes. So we wanted to get something, so we got a magnet. But hey, whatever. So I thought it was neat. I liked it. Like I said, we could have spent more time in there. I would say if you're into theme parks, if you're into learning about theme parks, if you have an interest of any kind in theme parks, go. I would say if you're a Universal fan, probably go too, to be honest.
If you like Hollywood Horror Nights,
Yeah,
go.
any of that, I would go. I'll say that. And this exhibit is at the Franklin Institute. I don't know where it will go next. No idea. And it's there until September 7th. So you got some time to go. I did not know this, but September 7th. The prices do vary, I learned. Um, they are for adults, $47 is the normal, and then 43 or 41 depending on children's age. Um,
Before 5.
before 5, and that gets you the entire Franklin Institute, has a couple of cool exhibits there. I did not know this, and I don't think this would have worked for us either, but after 5 PM, there's a $25 ticket, so there's that. I think the museum cost about $23, so so we got the museum and the exhibit cost is about the same, but there is an after 5 ticket. Didn't know this on select days. I think it was Thursday through Sunday. So check that. Don't go on like Monday and tell them I told you that I said they were open because I don't think they are. So there's the cost of this. Yeah, the museum was pretty neat too.
Yeah.
We did
It
get
had a lot of it had a lot of interactive stuff.
Yeah, it was a very interactive
It's
museum.
like a whole gym that you could go do,
Yeah, there
play
was
your
a
sport.
gym and sports and a running thing, and then they had a lot of pulley-based things where you could pull yourself up in different ways. That was cool.
There was a thing where you could change the lighting to make the figure look like it had 4 sides, 5
Yep.
sides, 6 sides.
Yeah. So a lot of cool stuff at the museum. I'll say there actually was a giant heart that you could go in.
We did not go into
We
your
didn't go
heart.
in. It was very crowded. Been we're also kind of tall and decided that
I'm short.
it's more for kids. But you
Nah.
can go into the heart
Yes.
exhibit, and
And then you could see how deaf you are
yeah,
or not deaf you are.
right. That was interesting. So it had a lot of cool stuff. There was a space exhibit.
The
Um,
pendulum.
yeah, that one kind of made me. It was very tall and on a spiral staircase. I did not like that at all. Um, this I think it was both the mix of this. I've been up top for pendulums, but it's not around the spiral staircase. So I think both of those kind of just messed with me. I was like, what is going on? So anyway, how about we go around the parks?
Or should we call it Six Flags news at this point?
We probably should, but I'm going to keep it around the parks because
Hopefully somebody starts announcing stuff other than Six Flags.
that'd be great. I do have some other news, but I wanted to get this out. So let's just talk about it.
Six Flags announced the park presidents will be returning to 10 of their parks.
Yeah.
This replaces the park manager and regional general managers.
Yeah. So if you recall, in June of last year, late May, June, they announced all of the park presidents or general managers, park general managers, depending on the park chain, were leaving and getting replaced by park managers and regional GMs. That did not last a year.
Well then,
So that happened. So the interesting part is only 10 of the parks.
out of
I don't remember the number currently, like 20
Mm.
or so. I don't know. They sold off some parks. I don't know how many it is. Uh, so that's interesting to me that only 10 did it get replaced. Most of them, I will say, are the previous park managers or someone that was a regional general manager, or there's in one case where someone was a park general manager, left, they let go and has come back. So a lot of unique stuff going on there. A lot of them have been in the chain in different roles. The one that was the park president of Great America then got promoted to a regional general manager is now back as the park president at Great America. So, and there's the Knott's guy, I think was the same way. The Kings Island and Cedar Point, their park managers became their park presidents. So good. I don't think we'll see much changes there, which I think is good. There is some good that will come out of this. I'll say this.
We shall see.
I will say there was also some not good. I do know at least one regional general manager who's decided to leave Six Flags, and that's Jeffrey Siebert. It's kind of shocking to see that, to be honest. He's done a lot for those parks, and he's been a big cheerleader and got a lot for Fiesta Texas and was doing good over Texas. There were some others that had been let go recently, so I don't know all the names of those, so I don't know. There's probably other changes that are happening There were some other positions that were laid off also around the same time. So I don't know. This kind of seemed weird when they did it. I was like, how long is this gonna last? And it didn't last very long. So there's that. I will say there also are questions on the parks that didn't get one. What happens to them? I guess they're still under the old model. They are smaller parks, but does this mean these parks are on the selling block? I don't know. Some of them are surprising to me. I'll say that. The number one that is surprising to me is the park that we still haven't been to, but we really need to get to, Fiesta, Texas. That's shocking
Road trip.
to me. There was a rumor that some other people were looking at the park. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but someone had reported that.
Like
So
who?
Hirschland. So we'll see if that's correct or not. I don't know if it is. That's some rumor that was going around. Also, Kings Dominion, Dorney Park, and Six Flags New England on that list. Of course, there are some others that, like Discovery Kingdom, we've talked about. We've talked about Frontier City and Darien Lake. Okay, those are weird. So none of those super surprise me, and Great America doesn't either, because California Great America, because we don't know how long that has left in this world. But there are some surprising parks there. So I'll say that. I do think this is probably a good thing to get the park presidents back. Gives them a little bit more control on some day-to-day stuff. I think that's good.
I don't know what they do.
I mean, they run in the park, so I mean, they should be able to get more stuff done on the day-to-day than they were without having to get stuff approved. So, also, the park managers were actually in two roles. I know that, if I'm not mistaken, the one at Kings Island was the park manager and the director of operations. So now they'll just be the park president. We'll get another director of operations, I would imagine. So that will help, focus some things a bit more too.
They're going to do both.
They might temporarily until we get another one, but I that's how my understanding was. Is the park managers had a different role, so they were kind of split roles, and who knows? That's not always an ideal thing. So anyway,
Anywho, quick bites.
this
Some more
technically doesn't
fantastic
this
news.
technically doesn't fully involve Six Flags, but
It does, because our passes were supposed to work at these parks that got bought in by Enchanted Parks.
they
Our
work there.
passes work. However, passes don't. Our dining plan does not.
Yes, so Enchanted Parks recently announced, very recently, that they don't have a dining plan. So there you go.
Pack your lunch.
Or buy the food. I don't know the prices. Some of these just opened and I haven't seen the prices, so I don't know if they're better or worse. I have no idea. Um, so just a heads up, if your home park is one of these parks, you probably already know this. They are offering a refund and some other options. The problem with the refund, the biggest problem is that if you get the refund, then it doesn't work at the Six Flags parks.
So you're saying if
you're
your home park is there, but you got dining for all park passport, basically. If you got the refund, it would be for the whole thing. You would not have it any longer.
Correct. That's my understanding.
So
if you got a Michigan's Adventure Prestige or Gold Pass before the deadline, I don't even know when that was, and you bought the all season parks food, and you're planning to go to Cedar Point for food, you kind of got to keep it and go to Cedar Point for food.
You don't have to keep it. You can pack your lunch.
You can get a refund.
Pack their lunch.
You can get a refund and do some other options.
Depends on how often they go. So
yeah.
If Michigan Adventure was going to be your main park for the season, you go 7 times and you only go to Cedar Point once.
Maybe that makes. You can also still. I mean, the other option is you get the refund. That covers your Michigan's Adventure plan. This also is Worlds of Fun and all the other ones. You could get a refund and then get a single day dining at one of these parks that might be cheaper for you. I don't know how many people you're taking, so I don't know. It's kind of a mess. I feel bad for those folks, but it's not a Six Flags decision. It's an Enchanted Parks trying to figure out what they want to do with the dining plan.
Yep. So don't blame Six Flags.
Yeah. They sold them. I guess you can blame them for that. I don't know.
I mean,
trust me, I understand it from Enchanted Parks. I kind of wish they were like, let's just don't change anything for these people until next year. Then let's say we don't have a dining plan. That seems to be the easiest. The interesting part is all your other parks work. So admission, parking, the drink plan, And Fastlane works.
No food.
I don't know why the decision was made on the to be honest, I'm guessing Six Flags and Enchanted Parks couldn't agree on something with this. That's my guess.
Please send your questions to mgmadventures@yahoo.com or directly to one of us through our social channels.
Yes, and please make sure to like, follow, and share wherever you're listening or watching this from. If you're on YouTube, you might see some fancy pictures.
See you on the next see you on the next episode, adventurers. Bye.